Welcome to Monday Morning Quarterback, a weekly feature of Cannon Church. I'm Tim Emmett, the senior pastor at Cannon, and on Monday morning we connect the message from Sunday, the game of football, and the week ahead. It was, in the words of sports writer Rick Riley, the oddest high school football game in history. Back in November of 2008, the Grapevine Faith Lions played the Gainesville State Tornadoes. That's normal. What could be more normal than high school football in the state of Texas? What made this game odd, the oddest game in high school football history, is that when the Gainesville State players got off their bus to run onto the field, there was a 40-foot-long sprint tunnel with a banner at the end composed of Faith Christian family and friends. The banner was made by the Faith Christian boosters. The players ran through the tunnel and broke through the banner and then played the game. And then during the game, their stands were filled, not with their family and friends, but with Faith Christian family and friends. They had also made signs, and each of the Gainesville State players could see a sign with their name and number on it. The opposing team's fans were cheering for them throughout the game by name. That was during the game, and then after it, which Gainesville lost 33-14, finishing their season 0-9. The Gainesville State players acted as if they had won the state championship. They shouted, they screamed, they doused their head coach with a Gatorade shower. It was the oddest game in high school football history, but it was also the best. Gainesville State is a maximum security prison. The 16, 17, 18-year-old kids who live there, go to school there, are convicted criminals, not misdemeanors, felonies, bank robbery, assault, drugs. That's what gets you sent to Gainesville State. Good grades and good behavior earn kids the chance to play football for their team. It's the one normal thing, the most normal thing they get to do at Gainesville State. But even then, it's not normal. All of their games are away games, and their stands are always empty. Because so few kids qualify to play on the football team, they field a team of 14 or 15 kids. They're going up against schools, many of them like Faith Christian private schools, 60 or 70 kids on the sideline, 11 or 12 coaches, the best equipment. Gainesville State plays every game away, and they lose every one and very rarely score. The head coach, Chris Hogan at Faith Christian, knew about Gainesville State, and he saw them on his schedule, so he did something unusual, something unexpected, something really wonderful. He sent an email to his parents, and he said, I want half our fans sitting in the visiting section for a game against Gainesville State. And I want our fans cheering for their kids. I want the kids on their team to get one clear message when they're at Faith Christian. You are just as important, just as valuable, just as worthy as any other kid on any other team in the state of Texas on Friday night. The parents took that to heart. They filled those stands. They made those signs. They made that banner. They filled the field with that sprint tunnel for those kids to run through. It was the oddest football game in history, but it was also the best. And on Sunday, we heard Jesus say, love your enemies. You've heard it said, love your neighbors and hate your enemies, but I say to you, love your enemies. Don't just love people who love you. Don't just do good to people who've done good to you. Don't just give to people who give to you. Anyone can do that. God sends his rain on the just and the unjust. He shines down his sun on the good and the evil. Love like that. Be like that. You know, since that game in November of 2008, Gainesville State has kept playing football. And every game is still an away game, but the stands are rarely empty. Other schools have taken up the example of Faith Christian, and they routinely fill the visiting section with their own fans who are holding signs for the opposing team players. Most of those schools treat the Gainesville State players to a meal before the game. Some of them even put cheerleaders and a band on the Gainesville State side. They're still not a great football team, and every game is away, but almost everywhere they go, they're welcomed and loved. So what's the game plan for this week? Pretty simple. Be a blessing. Sometime this week, bless someone who has no reason to expect a blessing from you. It could be an enemy. It could be a stranger. Someone who has done nothing to earn or deserve a blessing from you, but you want them to know that they are loved. God loves them, and you do too. be a blessing. That's the game plan for this week. I hope you have a great week.